Hello, hello, my awesome family. How are you doing? My name is DUT. I'm the host of the Awesome Music Show, and I'm delighted to be your host one more time on this wonderful broadcast. And it's my pleasure to have three wonderful, wonderful women of God on this broadcast with us. We're dealing with the theme for the month of July and August. I'm young, bold, and confident, and that's the theme we're going to be talking on today. Just as usual, I want to remind you that it's another awesome day given to us by an awesome God to do some awesome things. We will be doing some awesome things on this broadcast. Also, before we go into the introduction of these wonderful women, I want to tell you about the Awesome Music Show. We have been nominated in the awards 2022. That's the Antigua and Barbuda Gospel Music Awards 2022. So we ask that you support us by voting, voting, voting. And the link is displayed on the screen. soulrisemusic.com/vote ABGMA. And you scroll down to media category, category 26, option 2, and you'll see the Awesome Music Show hosted by DOT. You can vote unlimited all the way up to the 31st of July. I have people voting 100 and 200 times per day. So guess what? You can join the fun and just vote as well. So that's some public announcement there for you. So thank you so much for your support wherever you're joining from, wherever you're logging on from. We want you to know that we appreciate you being a part of the Awesome Music Show. You can always post your comments in the chat. If you have questions, you can post them as well. And we can try to do our best in terms of answering. So thank you so much for supporting Awesome Music Show. Second year in a row, and we give God thanks for what He has been doing. So I want to take spend time out to welcome these wonderful to the platform for the first time in terms of being guests on the show. Thank you so much. So I want to start off with the first being Miss Olivia Harris. She's a graduate of the University of the West Indies with a Bachelor of Law in Honors. Also a partner of Kawa Braids, member of Emerging Global Leaders JA. She's also a lawyer in training and pursuing studies at the Norman Manley Law School. She's also a member of We Transform JA, also a member of the worship leader at the Old Harbor New Testament Church of God. Also, we have Trevenia Buchanan, member of the Old Harbor New Testament Church, also worship team member and youth board member. She's also a graduate of the University of the West Indies with a bachelor's in actuarial science. Also, she's the owner of TREVZEN Creations, and also she's a content creator. And if you have anything to do with YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, you will find her doing the midday meds right across those platforms. And then thirdly, we have Mrs. Kenneka West. She's a wife and mother. She's a worship leader as well, project manager and coach. She's also a student at the University of the West Indies doing her bachelor's in psychology and international relations. She's also the proprietor of Quality Swim Academy and also a member of UWI UCCF. And we are so happy to have you ladies. Thank you so much, ladies. Welcome to the Awesome Music Show. How are you doing? Yes, are you
Doing
hearing me?
well.
Doing well. Thank you
Blessed
so
to
much
be
for having
here.
All right, great, 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 great. So we're having a little challenge with Olivia's connection, but that's fine. We can work with that until she comes back on. So it's really a pleasure to have you ladies on. And I realized while going through your profiles, you're all women in ministry, women in music. I just saw a video with
Amen.
Kenneka West on YouTube. Really, really awesome. And I know Trev is also heavily involved in music and ministry, and Olivia as well. So that's really synonymous with you three ladies, and that's really, really awesome to have you, which gives us a platform where we can use that as an encouragement based on the theme this month. I'm young, I'm bold, I'm confident. And this is naturally a theme that we're using to encourage our young people to be the best versions of themselves and also to be what God wants them to be. So I'm going to be starting with Olivia first. Olivia, tell us about how early did you realize, because you're now a lawyer in training, how early did you realize you wanted to do law, and what were some of the, the passions or the challenges, sorry, that you had? All right, we're losing Olivia a little. All right, so let's jump to Kenneka Ross. You are a woman who wears several hats. Um, Tell us about how early you had this kind of drive to be successful. I mean, as a young woman, a lot of people might look at you doing so many different things, and they might say, "Whoa, this woman is really heavily involved." But I'm sure it started somewhere. Tell us about your early journey into your studies and also what you're doing now and how it all began.
Okay, so I do wear many hats, but in the
Okay.
I grew up in jungle, which is known to be a volatile area.
Yes.
And I really recognize that the only way to get out of it and to really impact society, push against my that time. And so I
Yes.
decided that firstly, or the Lord told me,
Amen.
and then I showed into different things. I really liked um, the various things I engaged in, and so I it's because I love the water, and I fell in love with from high school. I was on the swim team, captain for 2 consecutive
Wow.
years, and then as I traveled, started the University of the West Indies, my tertiary studies. Became a lifeguard. I got certified, and my friends needed some help, in the same swimming. So I started to just help them out here. And I realized that not only could I do it, but there was literally a grace. So I sought the Lord about it. He inspired my heart, and Quality Swim Academy is here today, So I'm able to do what I have done and what I'm doing now because of God's grace. Yeah.
Well, you use the word you found out you had the grace to teach, because when I if I put myself in one of your swimming class, I know you would need a lot more grace than you have now. Because I'm a very I can't swim any at all, but it's something I struggle with. One of my dreams that one day I'll at least not just stand up in the beach all day, the water, but try to do something. So really, hats off to you and your team. So for doing that. So Quality Swim JA, and you have, and that's one of the things. A former guest on the show spoke about young people seeing certain qualities and gifts in themselves very early and turning them into potential businesses and other um, streams of income, which you have done. And you have seen that this was your passion, you're doing well in it, and you transformed it into a thriving business now, which is really good. All right, so before we lose Olivia, let's just jump to Olivia a little bit. Olivia, so I was just asking you before you lost connection. Tell us about your early start in the career that you're in now, because you're now a lawyer in training, and I'm sure that had to start somewhere, because only people with guts can do law, because I'm sure it's a tough profession. And tell us the area of law that you're studying, and also how you found out early that you wanted to do law.
Okay, hi again, everyone. So, for me, law has always been a childhood dream. It was the thing that I saw on TV, and I was like, Mommy, Daddy, I want to be that person. And so, it was just trying to find the right niche and trying to find how it is that I fit into that world. And as I grew up, there became struggles where I started to second guess it, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And so I remember even starting to go to the sciences and all of that, and completely diverted from the path. And then I would just see, stuff happening around us, especially here in Jamaica. And I'm like, I feel like advocacy is the way to go. I want to make a difference, and I feel like advocacy is the way to make that difference. And so here I am. I'm still trying to find my niche, but it has been a great journey. I am studying civil law at the law school. They teach us everything, but right now I am doing my internship and I am practicing in civil litigations because that's the dream. That's where I want to go. So yes.
Okay, okay, great. So now I understand. So it's like studying psychology. You can study psychology in like general psychology, and you branch off into other fields. So that's really good. You are also a
Yeah.
member of We Transform JA, and tell us about, and also Emerging Global Leaders JA. Tell us about those two groups that you're a part of, because I'm sure that must be a very influential. Those are two influential groups. Tell us about that.
It has been. So, Emerging Global Leaders Jamaica, otherwise called EGLJ, this is an organization that was brought together by some alumni in Toronto. And what they did was they believed that there needed to be some organization, some system that helped to push our students in the secondary level and to help to pull out that leadership quality that was in each and every one of us. So they formed the EGLG, and what they do is annually they will host workshops and leadership conferences to train the student leaders in Jamaica and to help them to know better themselves, see where it is that they fit in, find the leader in them. And thankfully, I was able to participate in that program for 3 years. So I moved from being a participant to a mentor to actually being the coordinator 1 year. So, you got to see the physical growth, and it has helped in pushing me to be a student leader, a youth leader, and just a leader in general. I am now able to speak confidently thanks to them, and I've seen them do it with so many young persons. Like, for example, now they have persons that are part of youth parliament, they have persons that are going to global conventions, there are people that are a part of the UN, and so it's a really great initiative. We Transform is just the same. They help students, well, kids that are, a bit more challenged as it pertains to the law. So we see how we can help them to remember that though something tragic might have happened, to put them in that position. So these are kids that are in juvie and detention centers here, rehabilitation centers. And so we help them to see that there is still purpose in their lives. And so We Transform is basically an organization of mentors, and there are mentors ranging from teens to young adults. The age group is very wide, and so we just help to train them to see that a better Jamaica means first believing that you have to be better in yourself. So that's what we do. Yes.
Okay, great, great, great. All right. Well, I know I can't keep you very long, so I'm going to be asking you just to tell us, just encourage our audience, especially young people, because as a young person, you're in this the legal profession now, and I'm sure there's a lot that you can pass on to our young people, especially on the theme, I'm young, I'm bold, I'm confident. You're also a worship leader, and I'm sure you're heavily involved in the youth ministry at the Old Having Testament Church. Hats off to Reverend Dixon, Bishop Dixon, and the wonderful team, Pastor Blackwood, and wonderful team of the Old Having Testament Church. That's my church. So guess what? Really proud to have you guys on. So just use maybe a minute or two just to encourage our audience. We will have to get you back on at some other time for a full interview so we can go into some more stuff. But I'm sure our audience will understand today of the shorten the interview. So just encourage our audience, especially young people, on the theme I'm young, I'm bold, I'm confident, and you experiences to encourage us. Go ahead.
Okay, so I am young, bold, and confident. Uncle Dale, I'll try to make it short. That theme really stood out to me because growing up, I was always the youngest in the group. In my classroom, I was the youngest at church. I was the youngest at home. I'm the last child. And so I've always, seen it as a privilege, but at the same time, it was that drive to, to fight, to show myself because people see you as the child and the young one, and they're not expecting you to be the confident and the bold person. So for me, growing up, that was motivation. Thankfully, I have an amazing family. So my mom, she would like push me to say, you're confident, do this, do my dad just the same. So my family helped in propelling me to be a bold person. I believe if it was of my own tuition, I would
Mhm.
I would not I would not be. Sis Trevor's laughing because she knows, but honestly, it has been a learning experience. I'm still learning. Joining the legal fraternity for one has definitely been a reality check. I remember growing up in prep school and high school thinking I was, confident, thinking I was bold. I was ready, quick to be a part of anything. And I was leaders of clubs and so forth. But then I came to law school and everybody was that. They were their school leaders. These were the student counselors, the class reps. They were all there. And so no, I had to find a way to still be me and find me in an environment that was so competitive. And the truth is, for myself and for the viewers out there, the truth is it's a learning experience. It's not something that happens overnight. And I am still daily trying to find and channel that confidence when you have to go before a tutor and talk to them and speak as though you know the law and what you're talking about. It's
Mhm.
crazy. But what has helped me through it, and I believe will continue to help me through it, is knowing who I am in Christ. I have, I've been forced to depend on God as my strong tower, the one who will carry me. Kenneka knows when I was learning how to swim, I was not confident at all. And that was just one of my experiences with God where He would have taught me that, this is something for you to work on. And truthfully, this theme has been my personal testimony because I've seen God's hand in grooming, and it was easy to do church because they love you, but then out into the world, it's a different ballgame. Hand in it, helping me. So I would say to those watching that the very first step in being confident is to self. It does not come from anything of your own volition. It's something that you'll have to seek after the Heavenly Father. God is the one, the Word of God says that He gives you a spirit of power. And so personally, I believe in, not just reading the Bible, but finding applicable ways to live it. And when I was, struggling with the fear of talking in classes, I had to attack it from that perspective that, listen, Satan is fear and confidence is God. I can't afford to be fearful because that would be giving the devil glory. And so I had to, once I'm going into a classroom and I know I'm going to be faced with that insecurity and the anxiety and the nervousness, I had to, say, God, take control. Take control of me right now. Remove the anxiety, remove the fear. Allow me to actually, do this for you, for your glory, because you're in me. And if your power is in me, then I can actually do it. And one of the things that my mom ribbit in my head, and it's something we all know, is I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. So I try to remember at all times. It's not always easy. But I try to remember at all times that, God is my source, He's my strength. And so if there is a need to be bold and confident, He is the source in which I will find that. So that's what I've been using to help me. And I say using because, as I said earlier, I'm still learning to do it
Mm,
daily. So that is what I've been doing. And, seeking God and holding on to Him to give me that confidence to be able to even be on the show today. And,
yeah,
despite the anxious feelings and the nervousness, to say, all right, this is for God's glory. So I'm going to
yeah,
do it. So that's it. It's really just, seeking God and remembering to rest on Him. That's
definitely.
what I would say.
Wow, wow, awesome, awesome. Our last guest I had on the show, she spoke about that as well. She gave some tidbits on how we can be confident, and you spoke about it because one of the tips she gave was to seek God. And confidence, as you said, it's not something that you can buy. It's not something that you just pick it up off the street. It's something that you have to crave that from God. And once He gives us that boldness, then we can do exploits for Him, which you are doing at this point. So it's really, really nice to have you. I know you're pressed for time, but we will definitely have you back on the show to talk more in detail about your experience, your journey, some of your challenges. You're a past student of St. Jago High School, and I'm sure a proud past student as well. So we'll talk to you some more, definitely, as the show continues, and we will get some more information from you. So I will release you now so that you can be on your way. But thank you so much for sharing with our audience. I'm sure young people will be challenged. They will be encouraged that they can be the better version or the best version of themselves. So thank you so much, Olivia, and all the best. We will definitely talk some more. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
All
Bless
right, all
you.
right. Let's do things. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day now. All right, so there we have it. We had Olivia Harris, and she is a lawyer in training, graduate of the University of the West Indies, and she spoke about getting confidence only from God. And through that confidence, He has allowed her to excel in different areas. And we all need that because if we don't have that kind of confidence, then we're going to be lacking in so many different areas. All right, so Kenneka, I was talking to you earlier about your business that you do, and also other aspects of your life. But you mentioned the passion you had to swim, and then you saw it as something. You said you mentioned that you saw that you had the grace to teach it, and you started teaching it. How long have you been doing the academy, and what has the experience been like so far for you?
Okay, so I have been teaching swimming from 2019, but I
Okay.
officially left the academy last November. So it was November 13, 2021. And I remember when I just started, the very first day, the opening day, you expected, to be full, don't have, enough room for everybody, but I only had one student, and I treated as though I had, 50. And,
Mhm.
um, what I'm really amazed about is just how the Lord and the Holy Spirit helps me to navigate teaching, because that
Yeah.
student, she had some traumatic experience learning, the stroke and the technique was not very easy. It wasn't, just a 1 2, so I thank God that I'm in the field of psychology, that teaches me about the whole
Mm,
person, and the Holy Spirit that definitely undergirds how I teach as well. The
yeah.
patience that I see myself exhibit, with each student and each client, it has just been remarkable, and I've gotten results. Sessions last an hour, and persons have come and learned in their first session,
Mhm.
and from being totally incompetent, being inexperienced to competent and definitely.
Okay, okay, great. When I hear you mentioning the first session, I'm saying, wow, that's really good. I'm wondering if I could really manage that. I see Trev nodding to that as well. But that's really good. But as a swimmer though, because if I was supposed to come to your academy, one
I
of the
think you
first things,
could.
all right, thanks for the confidence. Thanks for the confidence. But in terms of your role though as an instructor, because the greatest fear for me is when I try to swim, I'm going to die. I'm going to drown. I'm going to die. That's it, right? What what are some of the main challenges you see coming from your students? I know fear maybe is the first one, but what are some of the you mentioned the person who went through some traumatic experiences. But as the instructor, you're basically having the life of every single client in your hands on a daily basis. How you cope with all of that?
Firstly, what I went and I got certified. So swimmer for over 10 years, and being able to swim was enough. So I got certified as a lifeguard, a first aider, even a certified pool operator for everyone, as well as, if somebody in danger by for whatever reason, I do know how to save the whole works. When I get who are either fearful, some persons, they just don't like when water is covering their faces, so I employ, techniques and strategies that can really take somebody from stage to stage. So, for an example, somebody came and, she was just terrified of water covering her face. So water started her, just washing your face with the pool water, until she feels comfortable, and then taking dips in one stationary position. And then also I teach a little phrase that they teach kids in school that says, I can, I will, never give in. So it really helps students, whether you're a child or an adult or a teenager, to just be more confident, to know that you are resilient and there is greatness inside of you. So those methods and technique, amongst other things, like learning is really fun and interactive, and the results, you see them.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. You just mentioned a technique that you use, and I want you to just tie that technique in with our theme for the month. I'm young, I'm bold, I'm confident. So tie that technique in so you can share that with our audience, especially young people, because I know the last guest we had, she issued a disclaimer because she's a clinical psychologist and a counselor. And the disclaimer she gave is that a lot of people around the world, because of the pandemic, have been going through a lot of stresses, a stressful time, depression, and stuff like that. So we really want to use this theme to encourage our audience. So based on your technique that you use at your academy, use that to encourage our young people at this time along the theme.
Okay, so the theme, I am young, bold, confident. When I think about that, and just the phrase, yes, I am young and confident, and just the phrase, and I will never give up, never give in. The truth is that we can't, as young people, we can't control what happens necessarily in our day-to-day lives in society. We can't say, oh, I'm just going to speak, or won't be any more COVID. Um, so being a young person, you have an maximize on it, like max it out. Like when you have a credit card for your parent and you want to max it out, max out your youthfulness, try
Yeah.
new things. Why I'm able to be, well decorated in my experiences as just a 23-year-old, it's because I've always been outgoing and just wanting to try and develop and grow. As a young person, you're open to growth, because when you
Yeah.
stop growing, you will start deteriorating. Just be bold. Doesn't come overnight. It takes practice. So what I used to do to work on my confidence and boldness is to motivational speakers, transformational speakers, that constantly you just hear it. You are resilient, you are phenomenal. So the more you are hearing things like that, is the more you will begin to believe it. And boldness and confidence goes together, right? But sometimes when you see your realities, it can, really contradict what you are saying. But keep at it, keep saying it, keep declaring it, and ultimately you need God. You daily, because growing in business, in academia, it's not satisfying when there's no peace, when there's no joy, and joy and peace comes from God Himself. So in every step and in every stage, and I'm not just talking about, I wake up this morning and I'm just saying, thank you, Lord, for a new day. No, accept Him as your Lord and Savior, and He will truly. What you're seeing is God. There's definitely more.
Wow, wow, so awesome, so awesome. I'm gonna be pausing with your side of the interview for now because I want to talk to you when I come back to you about your musical journey and also your involvement in ministry. Because as a wife, as a mother, you are a business owner. I'm sure that's a lot to balance. We will talk a little bit about that. And also, we wanted to share your contact details for your business because I'm sure there are people out there who would want to learn to swim, and I'm sure um, they will be delighted to join up with you. All right, so Trev, welcome to the Awesome Music Show. You're also the social media platforms, but in different aspects, and you are uh, so entwined with all of what you do, and we want to talk to you about that. So tell us a little bit about in your profile. I'm seeing where you started this passion for your business. You are the owner of TREVZEN Creations, and I'm sure maybe you don't remember this, but I decided I was going to surprise you tonight. So for those who want to know a little bit about TREVZEN Creations, this is just one of the many things that she has done. So I think maybe I'm one of those who brought a part of your company all the way to the Middle East, thousands and thousands of miles away. So tell us a little bit about how you started, and this has grown into a great business for you. So tell us a little bit about that, the early part of your business.
Okay. Wow. Can't believe, well, I know you'd still have it, but it wasn't on my mind.
I
Wow.
appreciate. Yeah.
Okay. So, um, I can't say that I knew that I would be in this field at all. My
Mm-hmm.
upbringing surrounds my parents being um, ones who really value education, but they also really wanted us to be exposed to new things. So growing up, they allowed us to have the freedom of really looking into things that we like. And it was actually recently that I realized that I was one really intertwined with arts and craft growing up. And I used to love to write my name everywhere. Did not remember that until recently.
Yeah.
I used to actually, as a child, make cards for my neighbors. Again, did not remember that until recently. But coming up, it was really math that I thought that was the love of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have followed suit to right up to university, into actuarial science, because coming up with my brothers, they to me, they always knew what they wanted to do. I could see it on them, and for me, it was always a changing thing. At one point, it was to be a ballerina because I used to do ballet and I
Mhm.
wanted to be at Edna Manley. And then
Yeah.
it turned into a fashion designer. Um, I had like two full books of designs, clothing designs, and that was what I wanted to do. It was never the mundane. It was never the teacher, the doctor, the lawyer, but I
Mhm.
was never set also on one thing. But when you get to CXC and it's time to make a decision, you know, um, I was saying, okay, I'm very good at math. Let me go in that way. And I was encouraged because of the competitive grades that I had to go into the field of actuarial science, a very competitive field wherein a lot of persons weren't looking, and it's a very lucrative field as well. However, I went in the field. I was even the face of the society connected to my degree, face of UE Actuarial Society. I was the vice
Mhm.
president. However, in my final year, I realized that, boy, this is not it.
Mhm.
This
The
is
final
not,
year.
well, actually, coming through, I realized that, I don't really see myself in the corporate world. I love the people though, and it was
Mhm.
a nice, it's a family, but no. And through a series of things, ended up having to stay back another year. And that, to me, that didn't look good as vice president. But God said to me, your story is going to be different. I really was a bit depressed in a time, and I sought God about it. And He said, your story is going to be different. And I held on to that. I had no clue that that meant TREVZEN Creations. But
Mhm.
as I said, I held on to that. And the way how TREVZEN actually started was in summer school. After summer school was finished one year, I was just home, and I don't know. Oddly, I just had a desire to learn calligraphy. It was just out of thin air. Really, well, not out of thin air. We can see it was God inspired, but
Yeah.
calligraphy, that's where it started. And then a friend, he wanted a jersey for his birthday, and I don't have any money to buy any jersey.
Mhm.
So I said I was going to make a card. And that was the first card that I would have conceptualized, but not the first one that I would have made. And made
Mhm.
one for a friend just before that. And based on demand, people started saying, why don't you sell these things? I was like, really? Because the thing is, I never
You
saw
were
it,
thinking
like
of it. Yeah.
I was still making them and surprised. I was surprised by what I was making. I was like, oh, this
Mhm.
looks nice. But
Mhm.
then people would always be so excited. So it was really popular demand and encouragement that would have really pulled me into, making it into a business. But the gifting really and truly was clearly God given.
Wow, so awesome. I'm listening to you, and I was just listening to Kenneka, and what I'm hearing from you both is that you had this just raw talent to just do something, never even thinking of it being a business, and look at it. Even when you made the things, you were surprised at how they came out, from yourself, and weren't even thinking of a business. And look how God just turned that into a wonderful business. I mean, your story is so interesting because you said after doing your studies in actuarial science, almost to the end of the studies, you're saying, "Hey, I don't think this is for me." And I'm sure a lot of young people can relate to that. I'm sure a lot of
Yes.
young people possibly going through the very same thing. So tell us how you manage to get over that. I mean, now you have a business and you are really pioneering your business. But tell us how you got over that phase of it, though, to say, after spending up so much time and energy and finances, how do I get over this? You actually finished, which is good. So you can always use your first degree to transition into something else. But tell us how you got over that. Because I'm sure your story would encourage somebody else who is possibly going through that or will be going through it. Tell us.
Okay, all right. So thank God for supportive parents. Let's just start with that. Um,
Yes.
I I would have started the business whilst living on campus. Actually, I used
Mm-hmm.
to have a job as a lab tech, and
Mm-hmm.
whilst working and living on campus, I realized at some point that my business, selling cards, was actually pulling in more money than the lab tech job, and also I was able to get payment right away rather than have
Wow.
to wait on admissions to come through. So
Mm-hmm.
I decided, okay, I was gonna stop with the lab tech job and
Wow.
actually,
Good.
you know, kind of focus on making the cards from Irving Hall. Big up Irving, know thyself. Yes.
Yes.
So I was there, and people will come and they will pick up there. And when I was finished, I had a little time on my hands because, as I said, I had to stay back another year, and it was only a few courses I had to do. So it wasn't like full time AXI. It was a few courses, so I had some time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was, finishing up, I would have mentioned it to my parents that, I feel God pulling me into this area. And,
Mm-hmm.
some parents would have probably been like, you can't you can't do that. You need to go and work and help pay
Yes.
the bills and such the like. But I thank God that they were supportive and they have been supportive. Now, where it comes to my tuition, I would also have to be paying back SLB. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like my tuition was already paid and I'm just out here free. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to pay back SLB. So I already have responsibilities, right? And after saying that to my parents, my father is also one who has his own business. My mother is self-employed. So it wasn't a new, area or mindset. I
Mm-hmm.
would have explained to them and I told them I feel God pulling me into this area. And they said, okay, try it for a year and let's see where it goes. So I just kind of moved into it. And I really didn't see it as established, but I was saying, God, I want to see where this goes with you. And I thank God for the kind of customers I had because they pull on my creativity.
Yeah.
Honestly, to them, I can do everything and anything. There's nothing. I will be wearing something that looks, unusual.
Yeah.
Trev, did you make that?
Mm-hmm.
No. They really believe I can do any little thing. And, each time I would try, I'd never tried that a thing and say, oh my God, no, I can't do this.
All right.
And
Yes.
so each time it was just opening up doors for more creativity. So that's really what I give God thanks for. And let me just say, just dropping this testimony here, because
Mm-hmm.
of this and through God, I would have paid off those student loans in a
Wow.
shorter time, I think, than I would have if I was in the corporate world. Because you
Wow.
have some persons who would have graduated my year as well, and they still have not paid their student loans. So I really just had to slide that in there and say, let's give God thanks for that.
Yes,
Yes.
man. Definitely, definitely. More than welcome. So no formal training in what you're doing now. It's just
None.
raw talent, and you have now shifted your focus from your studies or your qualification in actuarial science to now being you're doing TREVZEN's creation full time. That's your daily, as Tessan said, your bread and butter, right? So
Yes.
that's really good, and I'm sure this is a message for young people who are maybe talented. And what I realized for this team, a lot of what the past guests have been saying is adding up to a lot of what you ladies are saying tonight in terms of a young person having several different talents and sometimes possibly even get confused because you're saying which do I pick up on, which do I put more energy in, which can really make more, it's not really, I would say make more money, but which would make you feel more fulfilled in what you're doing. And I see that coming out in what you're doing. And it's good that you had supportive parents as well, who would not be bashing you to say, hey, no, you have to finish this and you have to stick to this, which we see in a lot of cases. And you would have ended up in a career that you're unhappy with, you're not feeling fulfilled. So thank God that He has allowed you to start TREVZEN's creations. And as I said, I see I've had more than one um, pieces of your work. This is just one. I have another one back home, and I'm sure the viewers and those who are watching today will be able to patronize your business as well. You also do the midday meds, and that's something, a lot of creativity comes out of that. And from what I'm seeing, you fuse TREVZEN's creation with your midday meds, because it's just so awesome to see you writing. I don't know what you call it, if it's just writing or you have another term for it. You use a term for it. Tell us how you fuse both of that and the consistency. Trust me, I can't beat you on that. The consistency to do this every single day. Tell us how you started the midday meds and the fusing of your business with the ministry. Tell us about that.
All right, no problem. Thank you for that question. Funnily, I don't call it a fusion because TREVZEN Creations in itself is my ministry.
All
No,
right.
so I try not to create a line there. There used to be, and I spoke to God about it, and I realized that there really shouldn't be. Very early in business, I declared over it that it's gonna be a kingdom driven business.
Mhm.
All right, it's God that's carrying it straight through, nothing else. The
Mhm.
aim is to place the word of God in the homes and the spaces of the people. That is the aim and the vision of TREVZEN Creations. So midday meds, it's very interesting. After my 25th birthday, after my 25th birthday, I would have made some pieces, 25 pieces to place in 25 homes. Then
Mhm.
26 came along, which was last year. And I was saying, Lord, what's gonna happen for 26? I was in a praise team meeting, prayer meeting actually, when I sat there and we were all praying, and a certain person was leading a prayer. I don't know where my mind went, but I found myself saying to God, Lord, how do why can't I make a devotional? Like how some persons would make a morning devotional and send out to people so that they would
Mhm.
start their day right. I was saying to God, how can I make a devotional that would really impact people? And this is in prayer meeting. I don't know how I
Yeah.
got there in my mental space. And I felt the power of God come down. And I heard it in my spirit strongly. I heard it strongly. And He said, use what I have given you. And you know and even though I'm speaking, I kind of feel it again, and it was so strong that I
Yeah.
when your parents talking to you, you kind of whoa. um
Mhm.
I did that, and as soon as the prayer meeting was finished, I went over to my desk and I did the first one. After I did the first one in the morning, I said I was gonna send it out, and I made a short video. And whilst making the video, I said, no, all right. I don't think my face needs to be in this. This is not about me.
Mhm.
So I just opted to use the voiceover, and that is where it began. And it's so funny because I felt it in my spirit that this was going to be every day. And I said, okay, God, maybe you're teaching me discipline, right? So I
Mhm.
said, okay, let's
Yeah.
do this. I would have shared it with some other persons because for me, I was saying, nobody likes somebody in their inbox every day.
Mhm.
That was my thing. When you
Yeah.
would receive a chain message and you're saying that, boy, how, like, why is this person sending me this? And so I
Mhm.
was saying, okay, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to. Long story short, people agreed to have it being sent to them daily. Some
Mhm.
said, are you sure you don't want to just do it once a week or twice a week? And I listened to them, but I knew in my spirit that God said every
Yeah.
day. And I said, okay, Lord, I'm going to just work with it. It's not easy. It is not easy. Some persons may think that it really only takes 30 seconds. However, you and I both know, Uncle, when you're recording, I just speed it up for 30 seconds so that it will be palatable for this fast-paced world. But on average, it takes me 2 hours, sometimes more, to get it together, sometimes more to
Oh,
get it
amazing.
together. And this is every day.
Just to get 30 seconds.
Yes, and this is every single day. I tried to do it in a batch and it just would not work out because it takes some time, and
Mm.
I don't know. This has been quite a journey. And as I say, when God uses me, sometimes I just sit down and I say, okay, Lord, whatever you would have me to do on paper. And I just start writing and I only know when it's time to stop. And continually, this gift, whatever he has put in me, it surprises me also. And the testimonies that come from it continue to be encouragement. And as I say, an eye opener for me also. So midday meds, the writing is called calligraphy, you know.
Mhm.
The writing is called calligraphy. And midday meds and TREVZEN creations, I just consider midday meds to be, I guess, the ministry portion of
Mhm.
TREVZEN creations. But yes, that's it.
Wow, so awesome, so awesome. What amazes me, because when I get them, I'm thinking 30 seconds, okay, so you just use some, smart tools on Instagram or on your phone and you get it, but you're now surprising me that it takes sometimes up to 2 hours or more just to get that little 30 seconds. So for those who have been getting it, trust me, this is a point that we need to appreciate even that 30 seconds more, because it's not like something that she's just running over, or drinking just a glass of wine and just doing it. No, it takes a lot of time and we need to appreciate it. Thank you so much. I've been enjoying them. I can't get to read all of them every single day, but trust me, the ones that I do get to read, it's always just amazing just to watch that pen writing, and you call it calligraphy. I need to get that in my head. Always amazing to watch that. The creativity in the words, the formation, just about everything, the colors, backed up with the voice over that you use. Really, really awesome. So I want you to share, just maybe take a minute or two just to encourage our young people along the theme, and young and bold and confident, because you ladies tonight are really showing everything that the theme means in terms of being bold, being strong, being confident. So tell us, just encourage our audience, encourage all the young people with all that you have been going through, your transitions in studies and everything, to know God has been using you with TREVZEN creations. Encourage our young people along that line.
Okay, all right. So, the way I would like to encourage our young people, I am young, bold, and confident. Can I say that at one point I was just young? That was
The
it.
other two words
I was
are the
just
reality.
young.
Yes, yes,
Growing
yes.
up, I would have never been the bold or the confident one. I concur with what Olivia Harris had said earlier, that
Mhm.
really and truly I was always the youngest and still am.
Mhm.
God is still pulling me into
But still of the
spaces where
family.
I am the youngest. So
Yeah.
I'm the baby of the family, and again I used to be in classes where I was the youngest one. On the
Mhm.
youth board when I'd started, again I was the youngest one with all these older people, and I'm saying, Lord, what am I doing here? I'm on the prayer team at church. Again, found myself
Yeah.
in a space. I'm the youngest one, and all these mature women are around me, and I'm saying, Lord, what am I
Yeah.
doing here? One thing I realize is when God has placed a gift in you, when He has put a spotlight in you, there's nothing you can do to run away from it. And you know what comes to mind? Jeremiah. Jeremiah comes to mind. He said, but Lord, I'm just a youth. And God said, listen, I have anointed you, right? So whenever God anoints you for something, just know that whatever you try to do, you may delay, but you can't deny what God has placed on you. And it's best for you to just give in. There is a quote that Miles Monroe said. He says, in your pursuit of life, don't just seek to be a success, seek to become a person of value, right? Don't just seek, in this society, we're all about the money. We want to acquire, it's all about acquisition, and that's what society feeds us. However, it's better for us to become a person of value. Allow people to seek you because of what you have to give, and what you have to give must be unique to you. What I love about the three panelists that you have chosen um, today is that we are very unique in our own ways.
Yeah.
Nobody. I mean, I to this day I'm just like, how did Kenneka even get into swim academy? What, at 23? That's
Yeah.
crazy, right? And so, really and truly, she has to become a person of value. People are gonna need to learn how to swim.
Mm-hmm.
People are gonna need to learn how to swim. Um, and so they will seek her. She doesn't
Yeah.
have to really advertise. She may be advertising now, but it's gonna come to a point where people are going to seek her out. When you know what you want to be and you are unique in what you do, people will come and search for you because you will be value added to their lives. And even in that, you're able to make your own impact that God has given you on them. Also, in your pursuit of being confident and bold, you have to know what you stand for. You have to know who you are in Christ. And you can't know truly who you are unless you get to know the one who made you. You have to know who you are and what you stand for, or you'll fall for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's two. And then I also want to remind us to trust in the Lord with all our hearts and lean not to our own understanding. A part of being bold and being confident, yes, you won't know everything. Know that point blank, we don't know everything. The moment you behave as though you know everything, that's when you become a bit conceited. We just want to be confident in God and be willing to stand when He says stand, be bold. So
Yeah.
trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. He will carry you into spaces that you've never been prepared for. And He will give you certain graces that you never know you had. As long as you are trusting in Him, He will carry you through. And that's how I would encourage them.
Well, awesome, awesome. Quickly before you go, just tell us where we can find TREVZEN Creations. Any detail you want to share with us so that people can support your business, and also your YouTube channel as well for the Midday Meds. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right. So where you can find me, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on YouTube, and I'm also on TikTok currently. You
Mm-hmm.
can send me an email if you wish, trevzencreations at gmail.com. That's TREVZEN creations with an S at gmail.com. On Instagram, TikTok, and yes, on Instagram and TikTok, you can see me. You can find me with the handle TREVZEN underscore creations at gmail.com. And then on YouTube, it's just TREVZEN creations.
Okay, okay, great. So on TikTok and Instagram, TREVZEN underscore creations. And then on YouTube, it's TREVZEN's Creations. So that's TREVZEN Creations. Getting tongue twisted here. TREVZEN Creations.
May I just say one more thing?
Yes, go ahead.
The Zen is actually a shortened version of my middle name. My middle name is Zenitia. I realize a lot of people tend to think feng shui and calm. No, it's my middle
Well, that's
name
you today.
is
That's you today.
my middle name is Zenitia, and Zenitia means God's precious gift. And so
Wow.
TREVZEN Creations is actually God's precious gift to Trev,
Mhm.
and that's how I would have brought together the name. All right.
Wow.
So with the information, if you leave me a message on Instagram, I should be able to respond to you right then and there. And
Mhm.
and I would just give you my contact if needs be from that forum.
Definitely, definitely. I know you do. I know you do delivery and all kinds of stuff like that. So you get your products out, and for those who are watching, support these ladies in their businesses, and trust me, you'll be really happy. You'll be really happy. I got this almost 3 years ago, and I've carried wherever I'm going. It's foldable, so I'm always showing off this thing. Really, really awesome. The writing, just really, really awesome. So support TREVZEN Creations on YouTube, Midday Meds on Instagram, and also on TikTok. You'll find her posting every single day. By now, I'm sure you have a great collection of the Midday Meds. So really, really awesome. So before we close, I want to get some more information also from Kenneka. Your how can we contact you for your business, and also tell us a little bit about your music ministry as well, and then you can give us the contact details if people want to do bookings with you for both your business and for your music ministry, how they can get in contact with you. All right, not hearing you yet. All right, not hearing you yet. Yeah, so we're talking to Mrs. Kenneka West. I mean Rust, sorry. She is the proprietor of Quality Swim Academy. She's also a current student at UWI, studying psychology and international relations. She is a manager, project manager, coach, worship leader, and she's also a woman of God. And trust me, she talked about the passion she has for her business. And it's really, really awesome that she started just by um, teaching people to swim, and it has turned out into wonderful, wonderful business. We're going to be telling you some more about her music ministry because she is a recording artist, she's a worship leader, and we'll be telling you some more about that as soon as she rejoins us. So Instagram, you can find her quality_swim academy. Quality_swim academy. And that's on Instagram, and you can submit there as well. I'm sure she will give you additional details there. For all the people like me who just can't swim, I can stay in the water for the entire day and you will think I'm swimming, but I'm really not swimming. I'm sure you need to check out Quality_swim academy. And
I
swimming is
hope
a,
to
is a
learn one
really
day
good,
also.
definitely, because I'm always worried that one day I might end up maybe, I mean, in some dilemma with water, apart from what I think in the shower, and I'm just not able to deal with it. So I'm sure this is a business that a lot of people will be able to solve. Let's see if we can Kenneka at this time. Let's go again, Kenneka. Try again, try again. Let me see if we can hear you. All right, we're still not getting any sound from Kenneka. But Quality_Swim Academy, you can just find her on Instagram and support her business. And she has been doing this for over 10 years, highly trained, certified, has a great, great passion for what she does. So trust me, your kids will be in good hands, and if you're an adult, I'm sure she will take great care of you. She mentioned some people learning certain techniques and learning certain mastery in their first session, and which is really good. So I'm sure she can do a very, very good job with you as well. So we're having some technical issues with Kenneka's connection. Are you hearing us, Kenneka? All right, so we're having some technical issues with her, but you can support her business. Find her also on YouTube. Let me tell you the name of the video very quickly, and you can support her music ministry as she you can support her music ministry as she does wonderful music to soothe the mind and the spirit. Have Your Way, and that's a cover by Kenneka Ross. So find that on YouTube. Have Your Way, and that's a cover by Kenneka Ross, and you can support her music ministry and also business. Really, really wonderful to have these ladies on today. It's really, really good because guess what? We're dealing with the theme. I'm young, I'm bold, I am confident, and we want young people like these to encourage other young people to say, hey, it doesn't matter the struggles I'm going through. I'm sure every household, children or even adults go through different things, Trev, but we can all rest in the fact that once we put God at the forefront of what we do, we can
Yes.
become bold, become confident, we can become successful. And I'm really proud of you, ladies, really proud of you, Trev. I've been watching your growth over the years, and it's really awesome. Doing a really good job on the worship team, on the prayer ministry, the youth board at church. Really, really awesome. So I want to use this time to big up every member of the Old Having Testament Church,
Amen.
locally and abroad. Yard and abroad. Big up, big up. I think
Amen.
convention is happening now as well. I'm not sure. I think this weekend is convention or next week. I'm not
Yes,
sure. Yeah.
actually, convention is happening right now. So as soon as I'm done here, I should be
Wow,
going
wow,
over this
wow,
evening.
wow. I wish I was there to go live from convention. Would have really been
Right.
good. But as the show grows, we're trying to expand so that we can do a lot of outside broadcasts and stuff like that. So it will really good experience. So I don't want to keep you much longer. Kenika, are you hearing us? No audio from Kenika. Let me know if you're hearing us, Kenika. All right, all right. I don't think we're getting any
I
audio
think
from
I heard
Kenika. All
something.
right, so I guess,
I think I heard something, Uncle Dave.
yeah, go ahead, Kenika.
I'm hearing.
All right, nice, 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 nice. All right, so while we're closing, before we lose the connection again, just give us any details you want to give us about your music and also about your quality
Hearing
underscore
you guys.
academy. I've already, yes.
Okay.
All right, so share
For
with us.
Quality Swim
Yes, go ahead.
Academy, as you rightfully said earlier, you can reach out on Instagram at Quality Academy. You can also check out our website at www.qualityswimacademyja.com. For those who are here locally, you can call at 320-7908. A lot of persons have been requesting, their babies to learn how to swim. So we're about to bring that 6 months old, but it's going off type of, to just pay attention to the baby, mom, or the parent or guardian is, because getting them starting, early is always good. Um, so if you need lifeguard services, or, academy offers that. We sell accessory gear, swim caps, and so just reach out. Concerning music, that's a love.
Yes,
Um,
exciting part.
so I did the cover of Have Your Way. It's on YouTube. Um, and I remember when I was turning 22, what can I do for my birthday? And the Lord said, do a cover, the YouTube video. I said, what? I was in my
Mhm.
third trimester with my son.
Yeah,
The typical thing you hear from the Lord.
yeah.
But he said, do the call, have your way. And it was something he wanted me to be reminded of, that when I to, you know, I would always remember that, it's me saying unto the Lord, have your way in my life. So I did the video on my birthday exactly. Been a blessing to me, a blessing to me, just as a person navigating through motherhood, being a wife, owner, a student, a praise and worship leader, and so much more. And really and truly, I haven't branched off into an artist or anything like that because I'm I think I want to abide more, meaning I want to serve the Lord in the Lord, just for into me. I do launch, it's not for a year or talking about longevity and sustain up being sustained by him. So you know, launch or anything. It's just something that the Lord wanted me to do. But when that comes, definitely you'll hear about it and we can delve into that. So yes.
In, indeed, indeed, indeed. So let me repeat the contact number: 1-876-320-7908. That's the contact number for um, Quality Swim Academy. Their website, just repeat the website for me. Are you hear me, Kenneka? All right. I think we have lost sound with Kenneka, but if you want to contact Quality Swim JA, the number to call is 1-876-320-7908, and you can reach out to Kenneka. And
The quality JA.
oh, okay. JA.com. Okay. All right. Nice. All right. So there we have it. So nice. So www.qualitystreamacademyja.com. I think we got it right this time. All right. Thank you so much for sharing, ladies. It's really awesome having you on. Thanks to Olivia for taking her time out of her busy schedule, and all you ladies for inspiring me and inspiring the audience today on this wonderful broadcast. I'm sure years and years to come, people will be blessed by this. People will be inspired by your stories and your testimonies, and they can at least see that, hey, this is something that I can do. These I can do. I'm young, I'm bold, I'm confident. This is a theme that's going to run through July and August, and I'm hoping to have several more guests to pass through the Awesome Music Show and the Awesome Spotlight to share on this theme to encourage our young people. So, ladies, all the best in your ministries, in your business, and in all your endeavors. As the Bible says, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. So thank you so much, Trev. You can go to convention now. I release you. And for Kenneka, thank you so much for your time. All the best with your family, with your music and ministry, and also in your wonderful
Thank you so
business.
much for having us. Really and truly, we're blessed to be a part. And may God continue to bless the awesome show and stay awesome.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a great day, ladies, and we will talk. Thank you so much. All right. Bye, Kenneka. Take care. All the best.
Yes. Trust me. Yes.
All right. All the best. All the best. Take care. See you, ladies. Take care. Bye. Bless you. All right, so it was my pleasure being host of this wonderful show. We had Olivia Harris. She is a lawyer in training. We have Kenneka Rust. She is a singer, worship leader. She is a mother, wife. She's also a business owner of Quality Swim Academy, and you can find her on Instagram at quality_swim academy. You can contact her at 1-876-320-7908, or via her website www.qualityswimacademyja.com. Also, Trevzen creation, you can find her on the internet. You can find her at Instagram, Trevzen_creations. And also, if you want to send her an email, trevzencreations@gmail.com. Support these ladies, wonderful, wonderful ladies. They did exceptionally well with the theme. I'm young, bold, and confident. And we want every single person watching this broadcast to know that you can do it too. I am a living testimony as host of this show. Many, many years ago, I did not even want to talk to my family members. I was so shy, so reserved. But look at me now doing this wonderful show so constantly. And trust me, I'm not saying I don't have timidity sometimes, but guess what? The boldness within me will always come out. So thank God for that. So I'm encouraged as the host, and I'm sure as the viewers, you are also encouraged. So as we go, we thank you so much, all of you. You've been texting in the chat, you've been voting, you've been supporting Awesome Music Show, wherever you're logging on from today. We thank you so much for being a part of the show, and thank you for continuously supporting the Awesome Music Show. It's another awesome day given to us by an awesome God to do some awesome things. See you soon on another broadcast of the Awesome Music Spotlight, and you just never know who will be on that other broadcast. So thank you so much. My name is DLT. Looking forward to seeing you on another show. Remember to continue to vote all the way to the 31st of July, several times per day, so that we can win this title. Even if we don't win the title, we are still blessed to be nominated, which is a blessing in itself. Thank you so much for all those who have commented. I might not have called your name in person, but you know yourselves. We thank you. For those who your names are not showing for some reason, thank you so much. As long as you know you're on broadcast, thank you so much. Be blessed. Take care. My name is DOT. See you soon on another. It's a blessing to have you on today. Thank you so much. Take care.